It's a Minimalist Monday edition of Optimal Finance Daily, episode 486, 20 New Ways to Measure Success by Joshua Becker of BecomingMinimalist.com. And I'm your host and narrator, Dan. I'm here each Monday through Friday, bringing you some of the best personal finance content on the planet. And welcome to a new week here on the show. And we're going to start off by thanking Health IQ for sponsoring today's episode. Health IQ is using science and data to secure lower rates on life insurance for health-conscious people, and that includes runners, cyclists, strength trainers, vegans, and more. To see if you qualify, get your free quote today at healthiq.com/finance or mention the promo code FINANCE when you talk to a Health IQ agent. And today's post is a little reminder that while our finances are important, there are a lot of ways to measure our success. So let's get right to the post as we optimize your life. 20 New Ways to Measure Success by Joshua Becker of BecomingMinimalist.com. Quote, "Do not judge from mere appearances," end quote. Edwin Hubble Chapin. For too long, our world has measured success incorrectly. We have championed, promoted, and followed some wrong people along the way. We've judged others on the symmetry of their cheekbones, salary package, neighborhood of residence, eloquence of speech, designer of clothing, or model of car. We've been focused on the wrong things and have made some terribly awful judgments along the way, both personally and collectively. Might I take a moment and recommend some new measurements? Some new measurements that are not external in nature, but are internal. Measurements that weigh the very heart and soul of humanity and begin to give us a far better sense of who to trust, who to follow, and who to champion. 20 New Ways to Measure Success. 1. Character in solitude. Our character is best revealed not in the public eye, but in private. What we do when nobody is looking is the truest mark of our character, and those who display character in the dark will always reflect it in the light. 2. Contentment in circumstance. Oftentimes, contentment remains elusive for both the rich and the poor. It is a struggle for humanity no matter their lot in life. Rich is the man or woman who can find contentment in either circumstance. 3. Courage during adversity. Courage can only be revealed when it is required, and only those who have displayed it and acted upon it during adversity can lay claim to its possession. This adversity can take on many different forms, but courage will always look the same: action in the face of fear. 4. Faithfulness in commitment. Those whose words are true ought to be highly lifted up in our world today. Whether our word is given with a handshake, a contract, or a wedding ring, those who hold true to their oaths are worthy of commendation. 5. Generosity in abundance. To those who have received much, much should be given away. Oftentimes, this abundance comes in forms other than material possessions, and in that way, we each have been given much, and each ought to be generous in our use of it. 6. Graciousness towards others. Those who routinely extend grace to others are among my greatest heroes. They have a healthy realization that this world is largely unfair, that people come from a variety of backgrounds, and that nobody is truly self-made, even themselves. As a result, they are quick to extend grace and mercy to others. 7. Gratitude despite circumstance. Those who can find enough good in any circumstance to express gratitude are typically focused on the right things. And those who are focused on the right things tend to bend their lives towards those things and draw others along with them. 8. Honesty in deprivation. It is when we are deprived of something desired that honesty is the most difficult. Whether we are deprived of something physical or intangible, like a desired outcome, dishonesty is often used to quickly take gain of something. Those who show honesty during deprivation reveal how highly they esteem it. 9. Hope during heartache. When heartache cuts at such a deep level that simple optimism is not enough, only hope can emerge. When it does, it is undeniably from a source far greater than ourselves, and those who find it discover one of the greatest powers in the universe. 10. Humility in accomplishment. Those who are quick to deflect praise and accomplishment ought to be first in receiving it. 11. Inspiration in relationship. We are all in relationship with others, sometimes in person, sometimes in print, sometimes in other ways. These relationships should not be used solely for personal gain, but for bringing out the best in others. And those who inspire others to become the best they can be should be gifted with more and more and more relationships. 12. Integrity in the details. Integrity is found in the details. Those who show integrity in the little things of life will typically display it in the bigger things as well. 13. Kindness to the weak. It is usually the weakest among us that are in most need of our kindness, and yet they receive it the least because they have no way to immediately repay it. When kindness is only shown for the sake of repayment, it becomes an investment and is no longer true kindness. Our true measure of kindness is shown in how we treat those who will never repay us. 14. Love for enemies. Anybody can love a friend. Anybody can love those who treat us well, and everybody does. But it takes a special type of person to extend love toward those who treat us unjustly. 15. Optimism towards others. See the good in everyone. There is simply no way to bring out the best in others if you haven't seen it first. 16. Perseverance in failure. Failure reveals much about our heart. It reveals our character, our humility, and our perseverance. We will all at some point face failure, and those who get back up and try again ought to be esteemed in our mind. 17. Purity in opportunity. While character is revealed in solitude and integrity is revealed in the details, purity is revealed in the face of opportunity. When dishonest gain, money, power, etc., presents itself, those who choose purity ought to be praised. Not only do they personally sleep better at night, but they make this world a better place for all of us. 18. Respect for authority. Authority brings order to a world of disorder. Certainly there are numerous examples throughout history, and today, of proper timing in overthrowing authority that oppresses its subjects. But in most cases, authority brings reason and order, and it should be allowed to do so. 19. Responsibility for mistake. From the weakest to the strongest, we all love to pass the blame. I can see it in my 5-year-old daughter, and I can see it in my government leaders. We are a people that are slow to accept responsibility for our mistakes, and this is unfortunate, because only those who can admit their mistakes have the opportunity to learn from them. 20. Self-control in addiction. We are a people that too often give control of our most precious asset to another. We fall under the influence of substances, possessions, or entertainment. When we do, our life is no longer our own, and those who retain self-control in the face of addiction ought to be recognized as unique and judged accordingly. And when we all begin to properly esteem, champion, and follow those who lead from the inside, we will make far less mistakes in choosing who to follow. You just listened to the post titled 20 New Ways to Measure Success by Joshua Becker of BecomingMinimalist.com. And a big thanks as always to Joshua for letting us share his content. And also a big thanks again to Health IQ for sponsoring this episode. Health IQ uses science and data to secure lower rates on life insurance for health-conscious people, including runners, cyclists, strength trainers, vegans, and more. In fact, 56% of Health IQ customers save between 4 and 33% on their life insurance, and they're able to do that because physically active people have a 56% lower risk of heart disease, 20% lower risk of cancer, and a 58% lower risk of diabetes compared to people who are inactive. If you're starting to get into an exercise routine for the new year, like so many of us are, now's the perfect time to talk to Health IQ and get lower rates. So to see if you qualify, get your free quote today at healthiq.com/finance, or simply mention the promo code finance when you talk to a Health IQ agent. And that's going to do it for today. Thank you as always for being here and being a subscriber to our program. I'll be back tomorrow with a post from J.D. Roth. So I'll see you there where your optimal life awaits.
Hello, Life Optimizer. This is Justin Malik, creator and producer of this podcast, but also Optimal Living Daily, the show where I read to you from even more blogs covering finance, productivity, minimalism, personal development, and more from incredible bloggers like Derek Sivers, Zen Habits, Mark and Angel, The Minimalists, and all the ones you hear on this show too. So if you enjoyed today's episode and like taking amazing blogs on the go, come on over to Optimal Living Daily and subscribe to that one too. And together, we'll start optimizing your life.
You've been listening to Optimal Finance Daily. Be sure to hit the subscribe button to stay up to date on each new episode and head to oldpodcast.com. That's OLDpodcast.com for a free gift as well as more actionable tips and resources to help you maximize your potential. Thanks for joining us, and remember, your optimal life awaits.